So today we'll be talking about the ABC of savings and investments. We're going to be giving you 3 good reasons why savings and investments will do a lot whole good to your life. 1, savings help us to plan for the future. If you don't save money or you don't keep money aside for events, you're going to have unforeseen circumstances come up at you. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I had someone that worked in an area where I lived, whose wife was about to put to bed. And he came up to me to ask for some funds to pay the hospital bill. And I asked him a question. I said, you knew your wife was going to give birth and you knew that it was going to take 9 months. Why didn't you plan or put some money aside for the hospital bills? And he said, he never thought that he was going to be in that position. He felt he was always going to find some money around. And I told him, I said, no, giving birth is not an emergency. When somebody dies, that's an emergency. So for things like giving birth, buying a car, paying for a house, or paying your house rent, you need to have some money aside to pay for those things. The second reason why you should have some savings and investments is also because you should plan for emergencies. It's a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but emergencies will always happen. Sometimes something is going to happen. Maybe somebody hits your car. There's a repair to be done in the house. There's a repair to be done on your car. Different issues come up, or maybe sometimes you lose a loved one and you need money to help out with logistics for such kind of things. You need to have an emergency fund that you set aside for such kind of events. Now, typically, experts will tell you to set aside maybe 3 months of your annual income as emergency funds. For me, there's no hard and fast rule to it. I just believe that you should try and set aside some funds for emergencies that will come up once in a while and probably every year or every 2 years. The third reason why you should have some savings set aside is in order to help people. Every now and then we get calls either from people or friends or family, whether they're in the village or whether they're somewhere around you, saying they need some sort of help. I believe that you should also keep funds aside to help such people. I'm not necessarily saying that you should have millions set aside. It could be a small amount of money that you keep aside. It could be even something as little as even a 3,000 or a 5,000 naira, or a little amount of money that you keep aside on a monthly basis or maybe bi-monthly. Such funds, when you keep them, when these people make this request, you can look into your pot and see how much is available to help such people. I'll now be delving into investments. We've talked a little bit about savings. Savings is more of you keeping money aside, but investments has to do with you keeping money that yields interest, or as some people would say, profit. Now, with investments, you need to look for avenues where you can keep money, place money with companies or different entities that will help you generate more funds. This is also another way to also help you with things that you could have also done with the savings. So the interest that your savings yields can actually be used for emergencies, it can be used to help people, and it can be used for other things. Investments is something that you need to have as an individual. Having savings alone would not cut it because of inflation. Currently in Nigeria, our average inflation rate on an annual basis is currently hovering around 30%. And if you have money just saved up in the bank, not yielding any interest for you, you are actually losing money. So you need to look for places where you can actually invest these monies to generate interest to help hedge or protect you against inflation. If you're able to keep some money aside for investments, you will find out that the interest that it generates helps to use such funds in helping out in different issues that might come up in future. I have some friends that invest, and the interest or the yield that comes out from the investments are used to pay bills. Personally, I have some investments that help pay my bills. For example, I have never had to use anything from my salary to pay for DSTV or cable bill in a long while, probably about 3-4 years now. And that's because I have certain investments that yield monies for me that I use towards paying cable TV bills. Those are some of the things that you can do when you have investments yielding interest for you.